Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while.
Far too long.
We haven't really done anything since we've moved out of my parents' house while the house is being built, and we do definitely have some house updates that are coming. But in the meantime, we have something that is a little more exciting to share, and that is that we are pregnant.
Yay.
Marty's very excited.
I am actually excited. It's going to be good.
We're currently exactly at 12 weeks today, which is why we decided to do this video. We kind of wanted to follow the process of this experience and have a little diary of what's happening in each stage so that we can remember, because I'm sure that
A video diary, because it's a bit more fun.
Yeah, I think so. And we love being able to look back on things and see how things went and what we did and what we chose and what we wanted, and see how much we've grown in the time since we do things. So as I said, we are 12 weeks pregnant, officially pregnant as of the gram, which I think is like the source that you have to officially...
it's official news. It's on the internet.
It's official now. So we thought we'd follow that up with a bit of a YouTube. But we've been using the Baby Center app. So finished my first trimester, which I actually can't believe. Like,
That's true.
Am I actually finished, or... I find this so difficult. I'm like, is this next one week 12?
I think this is week 12.
Yeah.
Which
So I'm
means you're
not
not
finished.
done.
I have one more
End of
week
the
left. Oh, it's so confusing. Because I'm like, usually you celebrate at the end of something, like birthdays and that sort of thing. But that's fine, whatever. Anyway, it's very exciting because basically we have a teeny tiny, perfectly formed baby from what we know of.
What, lime size, yeah?
Yeah,
Lime
it's a
size.
little, so this is why I love apps. So our little Baby Center app shows, oh, you can see our ring light behind us. It's because we wanted a beautiful view. You can see we have our little Lime, who is about 5.5 centimeters long and 14 grams.
5.4.
And then you can go into this little cutie photo. Look how cute it is.
It's kind of like an alien.
A little bit, but kind of like a human alien. I think it's adorable, and it gives you all this information, which I found really helpful because at each stage, I didn't know what was going on, basically. And so it was really, I just have to share this little offside note before we actually share some of the things that we've thought about this process so far. But one of my favorite things in sharing this is that Marty has the Baby Center app as well.
Yes.
And then at about, what, 5 weeks or 6 weeks?
It was, yeah.
Marty sends me a message on Monday morning and says that our little baby squish, which is what we're calling it at the moment, our little baby squish has a heartbeat. And I was like, oh, it's so nice sharing in this like experience with you and having this.
That's exciting.
Yeah, but having you involved is so cool, rather than kind of just sharing it with myself or my girlfriends or my mum or whatever. Like, it's so nice to see you involved. So you get a tick on that, tick in that box. So I think the first thing that I wanted to talk about was basically how we decided to have a baby, and if we were ready, and if this was kind of like a prepared thing or a nice little surprise. Well, I don't know, but I feel pretty ready. So basically at the start of the year, we'd kind of been talking about having kids and when was the right time. And we had a lot of advice that just do it. And that doesn't sit well with me. I'm a bit of a planner. I like to know kind of what I want to do. Shocker. But in talking about it, we thought we'd start trying around about September, that was a good time.
It lined up well with the house as well, because the house was meant to be built in November, which would give us plenty of time. It won't be built in November, it'll be built in February, but that's another story.
More about that later in our house update.
But that still does give us time. So if we go from, if it was to happen immediately, then it would still be the middle of the year. So we've still got plenty of time to set up the house. And
me being literally too extra, I kind of wanted a winter baby, and not for any other reason than we need more birthdays in winter. Because there's like a stretch in there and where we don't get cake, and we need more cake. I love parties.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love winter birthdays? I think that sounds fantastic. So anyway, that's my like crazy plan. And it's working so far because basically we immediately got pregnant.
Yeah. First like month.
First try, basically. Yeah, like just...
Go us. Gold stars.
So yeah, basically we were really ready. We kind of knew exactly that this was the right time to start with work, careers, everything.
I don't know if I'll ever be ready as such, but ready to start and give it a go.
We always knew that we wanted to have kids, and I feel like we're ready. It's that sort of time.
Oh, I think we are.
Yeah.
It's just...
At the same time, the idea of having a newborn frightens me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not to the point where I would be like, no, better not.
Yeah.
But we always wanted kids, so yeah, it's nice to get started. We've had a lot of time with each other after being married, so we've been married for 4 years now, so I feel like we got a bit of time, just the two of us, before we went to expanding our family.
Yeah.
You think?
I agree.
And I can't wait to take our kid on all the holidays as well. Like, they'll be so much more excited than Marty is when we go and do activities. So I feel like it's actually of benefit to me to actually have someone that's probably on my level. Because we were trying and because we knew exactly sort of what was happening
and Cathy's got no chill.
When conception was and all of that sort of stuff. I got one of the pregnancy tests and they said that you could test 6 days in advance. And I was like, sure, that's fine. Like, I'll try that. And it's coming back negative. And I'm like, oh, I'd listened to so many podcasts.
This wasn't at 6 days, though.
That was at 6 days.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd listened to so many podcasts about how it can take like 7 months to get pregnant. And I was really trying to keep my, keep my excitement in check. And Marty the entire time is like, it's going to happen the first time. It's our anniversary in September. Like, we're having an anniversary baby. That's fine. And I was like, no, it doesn't work like that.
It does.
It can be really hard.
It
does. It can
Sometimes be really hard,
it does. Yes, so thank you. Acknowledgement. But, so anyway, I kept testing. I tested maybe 3 times in that lead up and nothing. And then Marty and I went to the Capricorn Wine and Food Festival and I thought, I better not
just in case
have anything just in case, it really was a lot of wine and a lot of whiskey. Though. Marty had all of mine, which he loved until later on in the night, but we won't go there. We don't need to talk about that. So anyway, we're up in Rockhampton and we're in this beautiful hotel and I think, this is the day that I should be able to test officially.
This was like 6 a.m. after someone had drunk all the wine and whiskey.
And I went in and I did the test and it came back positive. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, you know that I'm testing. Although he's half awake because I kind of woke him up as I was getting up. And I couldn't sleep anymore because I don't really sleep in. But I just feel like I kind of just jumped on him. Pretty sure you were just lying there pretty much trying to get back to sleep. And I kind of just like, Marty, climbed on top and was like, guess what? And you're like, what? And I was like, we're pregnant. And you're like, yay.
That's so exciting.
That's more excited than he actually was.
Well, I knew it was going to happen. It wasn't a surprise.
I just feel like a little bit more enthusiasm could have helped. However, I will say, as soon as the wake up part happened, you were very excited.
Yes, yeah. I was not awake.
No, and I feel like I probably should have done some sort of announcement to you like I did for everyone else, but I couldn't wait, and I just was excited to tell you I couldn't have waited.
It was exciting.
It would have been impossible for me to wait even a day to have surprised you and actually done something to be more exciting than that. So what was your first reaction other than sleep?
I think it was of course.
Of course it was. You're such a know-it-all.
I told myself that it was going to happen in the first month, that it'd be fine, there'd be no issues, and it would just happen. So
all the woo-woo manifesting power over here, if you want something to come true, you just need Marty to believe in it. which is not an easy thing. So, so it must be real.
And then it did. Like I was very, very excited.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get all the feels, like excited, scared, nervous, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Like it's actually happening.
But the first thought was, of course.
Yeah, I love that.
Happened.
So then once I had told Marty, I almost exploded.
Oh, you had to be patient for a whole, what?
1 week?
1 week, 2 weeks?
1 week. We waited 1 week to tell my parents, and then I told everybody else.
So you had to get the blood test.
I just wanted to test.
What's the blood test?
Well, no, you just do the normal test at the doctor's.
Oh, it's a pee test with the doctor.
Yeah, and then you do a blood test to make sure that you're good for everything else.
Okay.
So yeah, basically. I wanted to. We wanted
medical
to confirm,
confirmation,
and then go in because like I did a ton of positive tests, but still, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case. So telling our parents was amazing, and we got them both on film. Actually, I got pretty much everyone on film, so I will have to do a reel for that. Yeah, except for you, but I'll do that next time when next kid. I don't know. Actually, I probably won't. I'll just tell you. I'll be like, oh my God, look right now.
Again.
Anyway.
But we got the parents little presents to try and sort of, they were...
Make it special for them.
They were baby themed sort of presents.
But in their interests.
And we got a card as well.
Yeah.
So we got something that interested them, baby themed, and a card as well. The card had all the announcement and everything in it. But we gave them the present to see how they would react and see how long it would take them to actually work it out.
And it took them ages, which was adorable.
But your mum had no idea.
My mum thought I just bought her like baby
Child
paint sets.
crowns.
But once they got it, both of them were just amazed and excited. Your mum literally broke down in tears and hugged me for a full 2 minutes, which was the best. It was so sweet. And my mum just like gasped and and then every time she looked at me for the next like hour, she just had like a little glisten in her eyes and just was like, "You're gonna be a mum." Which I love too, so that's fine.
It was good. It was exciting. It was fun.
Yeah, and then I got to tell all my friends, which had varied reactions of people who were like, of course I already knew that, which was pretty much everyone because we were trying. And I'm not very sneaky.
No, you're
I'm
not.
pretty obvious. But that was really cool. And I got all of those as well. So I'll have to put them in a reel or in something to like share that, because that was so special to be able to actually tell them all early. And so one of the biggest things that I felt strongly about was not waiting for 12 weeks to tell people, because I thought if something does go wrong,
you want the support. So because there's two sort of schools of thought there, isn't there? You've got the wait till 12 because the risk of issues drops significantly.
Yes.
But if something does happen in the 12 weeks, then you've got very limited support because you haven't told anyone. And
the people that I told are the people that I would tell anyway. You know, the people that if something did go wrong, I would tell them. So far, this experience of being pregnant, and I'll say my experience of being pregnant, and then you can say your experience of being the partner
of you.
Be nice, because I'll cry, and I'm pregnant, and I need support. Have you heard that before? You haven't heard that before in this last 12 weeks? No,
every hour of every day.
Don't worry about it. Basically, this is pretty much exactly what I was expecting. I think that in general, I've had it pretty much exactly as what most people will have.
Textbook.
Yeah, so we found out at 4 weeks, which is awful because that's a long time to sort of like wait till the 12 weeks. So whilst I'm really grateful and it's really nice to have been aware the whole experience, I think if we'd like a little bit longer not knowing would have been nice. About 6 weeks, I got the most awful food aversion, just in general. Couldn't eat basically anything. I didn't eat dinner for about 5 weeks. I couldn't even stomach toast most of the time.
A bit of toast or a bit of pasta, just plain
pasta. I couldn't even have cheese on pasta or anything, like really, really bland sort of food. I stopped having...
I had nice dinners.
I couldn't go anywhere near Marty if he was cooking meat.
Which is not great because we're in a 1-bedroom apartment at the moment. So if you cook something in the kitchen, it goes everywhere. Like,
exactly.
The smell is everywhere.
So I was just nauseous until about 10 and a half weeks.
10 and a half weeks, yep.
Since then, I'm pretty much back to normal. I'm eating again and which is so lucky. I'm feeling so grateful, honestly, because I know a lot of people have it really hard for a very long time. So
yeah, well, some people like 12 or 14 or even the whole of pregnancy.
So I'm feeling really grateful that I'm kind of come good. I'm not saying I'm perfect yet because I still don't feel great all the time.
And if you don't eat now, you get pretty sick.
Yeah, but I sort of was fine the whole time. And yeah, so I feel like I've been pretty textbook on the lucky side almost of it being quite easy. Although that nausea really kicked my butt.
That was like all day, every day.
And trying to work, I had to cancel so many tutoring sessions because I was really struggling to do any of that. It was hard work. But what about you? How's the experience been for you?
Oh, it hasn't been that bad, really. Like,
don't even try and complain because there will be pregnant people who watch this and are like, excuse you.
I cook you breakfast and dinner every day.
Yeah.
And that's really... I'll cook you dinner anyway,
look,
but breakfast is the only real change.
I'm going to stop you there because you are giving yourself absolutely no credit. I had about 5 weeks where I didn't do anything. Everything was Marty. Cleaning, like preparing food, looking after the cat, like literally everything. Yeah, groceries. I can't even do groceries. Like it kills me. The idea of doing groceries
I just
is
bring
like
food into the bedroom and say, eat something.
Exactly.
Bye.
Like it's really, I've had it so easy. So you've been so supportive. And I do have to say as well, one of my favorite things that we sort of implemented right from the start, because I think it's so important for Marty to be a part of the pregnancy process and to feel a part of it and to feel like this is your child too, not it's in my body so you're not a parent yet. Which, I mean, people can have their own opinions, but that's mine. And no offense to other people who don't agree with me. But right from the start, we had Marty putting I don't know what to call it, but the Glory Oil from Ecotan that I've used for a long time, which is really good for scarring and stretch marks and that sort of thing. And so has been doing that to my belly for literally since the day we found out. So every night he talks to our little squish and does that, which I love because I just feel like that just gives you the experience of being a part of it. Yeah. Telling little squish about our day. And every time I say a little squish, I'm like, it would be so nice to say him or her, but that is a couple of weeks away and I am so impatient.
It's soon. It's happening soon.
We did the NIPT test, so we're just waiting on results so that we can find out a gender.
Yep.
Which we won't actually find out. So
pop a balloon or something and find out.
Yes, which sounds amazing. I actually cannot wait for that. That's going to be so cool. But the actual waiting is terrible.
Killing you because you're not patient at all.
I'm not at all. But I think realistically, I just want to know. Like it's one of those things where even in terms of which gender we would like prefer, we don't really have a preference for gender. I'm happy with anything. I'd love a healthy little baby who's happy and comes into the world. So the last thing that I thought it would be really cool to talk about is our own parenting styles, in the sense of, honestly, we haven't even looked at that yet. We're trying to...
We've had some discussions, but we haven't sort of locked anything down yet. And I guess you learn as you go as well. So your best plans are always going to change.
And you don't want to put too much of that process in now when you're still learning about the pregnancy stuff. So I don't want to spend all my time saying, you know, we're going to be these sorts of parents and then miss out on actually being pregnant and having that experience. The thing that I thought would be really cool to talk about is things that we would like to keep from our own childhood and things that we won't be taking into our own parenting. So because I thought of it, I'm going to go first.
That's a good idea.
So the first thing, and I'm going to start with something that I'm not going to keep. And I already told my mum this, so she can't be offended that I'm sharing this out loud. But one of the things that I think is really important that we didn't have as kids is chores. And that sounds so spoiled, but I am. So probably, hey, I clean. I know things now. But honestly, I think that, you know, like my mum did everything for us. If mum asked us to do the floors, sweeping, mopping, she would pay us to do it. Like, there were no chores, there was no expectation that we take on responsibility for half of the work. Like, she was just amazing and thought that we were kids and we should enjoy being kids, which I do agree with. But I also think that when I got my second job working at a service station and they asked me to mop, I'd never used a mop and bucket and didn't know what to do. So I think that chores are kind of life skills, how to look after yourself. Stop it. And it would be really nice for them to learn that in advance and understand that that's part of their role in life. So although I appreciate that I didn't have to do it, I'm now going to pass that on and make my kids do it, so I still don't have to do it. So is that how that works?
Yeah, why not?
But on the flip side, something that I'm definitely going to keep is that we always had a lot of family time. So family trips away. We didn't do necessarily any international travel, but it was always trips to places like a Big Four park, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a fun camping cabin sort of thing with like tennis courts and bike riding and like animals and wildlife.
Like a camping resort almost.
Exactly. Big like balloon jumping pillows that I could never do a flip on, but I always tried. And I just thought that was so amazing because you'd go and meet other kids. Even like outdoor cinemas, like they're really cool.
Yeah.
And so I think doing all the activities, doing them with family or with, you know, meeting new people, I really loved that. So that's one of the things that I would definitely keep and just show our kids Australia and Queensland and how much I love it.
So I'm going to start with the thing I would get rid of first, and this is chore related as well, but in a different way. So my parents don't like dishwashers, as in the things that wash the dishes for you, because they had 3 dishwashers, me, my younger brother, and my other younger brother. So, well, I think everybody should be able to wash dishes by hand. I think that's really important. You know how to do that. We'll be having a dishwasher.
We will 100% have a dishwasher.
And then the thing that I would keep would be family dinners. So pretty well every night, unless there was some sort of important reason why we couldn't, everybody had dinner together. So mum, dad, and my 2 brothers. So we all sat down, had dinner together.
And what did you do?
Just talked about the day and just different things. So it was just a time to catch up with everyone, see what everyone was doing. And when we were young, sort of, I don't really remember it too much, but as we got older, it was like, oh, what's everybody doing? Because we do different things at school, or we've got different jobs, whatever happened to be. So that was a really good time to sort of bring the family together at the end of the day.
And that's really continued. Even now we'll do like monthly dinners and actually still catch up with everybody and see what they've been up to. So when you get older, it's even nice to continue that.
Yeah,
so I love that. And that'll be us going to these family dinners with our own kids. So incorporating them, you know, straight into those dinners. But anyway, that is basically our 12-week wrap up. I don't know how often we'll do these. Probably in a couple of weeks we'll do our gender reveal one, because that'll be great.
Just every so often when we hit milestones.
Just whenever we feel like doing a little diary entry and sharing what we've been up to. And yeah, I think it's something nice even just for us to share with each other and hear each other's ideas and what we're thinking about how everything's going. And I'm not sick anymore, so that's amazing. And hopefully we have this view for a little bit longer, so that'll be really nice to enjoy. And then be able to be in our new home soon, get everything ready and actually finally have someone that we can actually live, which will be great. We've just done our announcement, and that's on my Instagram at @KatherineO'Driscoll_, and that's where we'll share most of baby content, most of all the content, because
it's everything on yours, because I don't
so
use
much
mine.
easier. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
Bye.